India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world and has a rising global economic power. In last 4 years, India has over 8% GDP growth due to the globalization which has brought about India new investments, technologies and greater economic opportunities. India has been a low-cost and low-value service provision destination, but increasingly engaging in higher value-added and technology-driven manufacturing and services. Its economic growth rates are projected at around 7.5% to 8% for the financial year 2011 to 2012. Information technology is one of the most important industries in the Indian economy. India today is home to about 1,000 IT software and services companies comprising both domestic and multinational companies. Some of the major companies in the IT industry of India are Tata Consultancy Services, Infosys, Wipro, IBM, HCL, Patni, Satyam, and NEET. The IT industries of India has registered huge growth in recent years. India IT industry grew from $150 million in 1990 to 1991 to a whopping $50 billion in 2006 to 2007. In the last 10 years, the information technology industry in India has grown at an average annual rate of 30%. During the 10 years period 1992 to 2002, the Indian software industry grew at double the rate as the US software industry. Some of the major reasons for the significant growth of the IT industry of India are abundant availability of skilled manpower, reduced telecommunication and internet costs, reduced import duties on software and hardware products, cost advantages, and encouraging government policies. Indian IT industry caters to both domestic and export markets. Export contributes around 75% of the total revenue of the IT industries in India.
After independence, India pursued a closed market development strategy. This called for the government and public sector to play a large role in guiding the economy. As part of this strategy, India imposed highly restrictive trade policies as it pursued self-sufficiency in food and import substitution in industrial development. India also adopted strict controls on exports to discourage trade. As a result, India's share of world trade shrunk as India's markets became isolated from world markets. The economic and trade reforms undertaken in the early 1990s and early 2000s apparently stimulated a large increase in India's merchandise trade. India's total merchandise trade, both the exports and imports, grew from about $22 billion in 1980 to nearly $281 billion in 2006, which is a 1,177% increase.
India hence becomes one of the leading exporters globally, with 14% of its exports going to Near East countries, while 25% went to Japan and China. After further trade liberalization in 2001, India's rate of economic growth accelerated to around 6% during the period 2001 to 2005. Thus, with liberalization of its trade policies, India experienced 12 consecutive years of positive growth.
Despite the rise in trade, India is still far away from becoming a superpower. The country remains plagued with long-term problems such as corruption and unequal income distribution. An average victim in India is affected by corruption not once, not twice, but at least 6 times. India has also lost an estimated $462 billion worth of black money from 1948 to 2008. The country's attitude towards bribery is also unlikely to change in the short term, as the police is the top department responsible for the corruption. Moreover, although the GNI per capita in India is $738.1, the number of poor people living under $1.25 a day has increased from 421 million in 1981 to 456 million in 2005. In conclusion, while India's trade is fast on the rise, there still remains much to be done before it can truly claim to be a superpower.